Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a very impromptu video. I thought of this idea today, I mentioned it on Twitter, I seem to get quite a good response from it, so I'm going to film it. And that's to read the 24-Hour Cafe by Libby Page in 24 hours. I thought it would just be quite interesting because obviously this book is set across 24 hours, and just to read it in 24 hours basically, because that's a fun challenge to set myself on a Sunday. I've had a flick through the book and it seems like each chapter has a different timestamp. So the real challenge is going to be to read each chapter at the timestamp it is set at. So the first chapter is 12 AM. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to read that chapter at 12 AM, and I think the next one's 1 AM, 2 AM, etc. So I'm going to read a chapter basically per hour, and I think the chapters lead up to 10 PM with a few chapters after that for the epilogue. So I'm going to be reading this book across 24 hours with the book dictating when I can read it, which will be quite interesting. If you didn't know, this book is about... Should I hold it? Should I not? We'll see how tired my arm gets. This book is about two characters called Hannah and Mona, and they're waitresses at Stella's Cafe, which never closes. It's always open, 24-hour cafe. And they witness loads of different walks of life come into this cafe, and they really enjoy it, but it gets them questioning what they should do with their own life. I'm actually really excited for it. The real challenge is going to be reading only one chapter an hour. Like, what if it gets really good and I want to read more chapters, but I can only read one chapter at like 3 AM? I have given myself leeway. I do like sleep, so if I decide to sleep at like 2 AM until like 6 AM, I can just read the 4 hours, the 4 chapters that I've missed just before the next hour and next chapter starts. So it shouldn't be too tricky. I don't want to stay up for 24 hours doing this, but I thought it'd be quite fun for the majority of the read to be dictated by the book itself and only read the chapters that I can at that time slot basically. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's delve into this book and I'll see you at midnight.
You can barely see me, and I'm talking quietly because it's pretty much officially midnight, which means I can start reading the 24-Hour Cafe by Libby Page. I've got 16 pages in my first chapter for the 12 AM timestamp, so let's get reading. So it's 20 past midnight and I've just finished the first chapter. Both my parents are asleep now, so I'm really trying to whisper. It's good so far. It's basically just set up the story basically. You meet the two main characters, you learn a little bit about their background and their history. You find out that Hannah and Mona are living together, that they're waitresses at this cafe that never sleeps, and Hannah is from Wales and Mona is her dad's from Argentina and her mum is from, it blanks me, but she has 2 nationalities. And yeah, and they both come to London because Hannah wants to be a singer and Mona wants to be a dancer, and they use waitressing as their in-between job, in between auditions and stuff. That's all I kind of know for now, so I'm going to call it a night because I am tired and I want to be awake fresh and early tomorrow morning. Morning guys, it's... what time is it? It's like 6... oh, you cannot see that. Not at all. It's 10 past 6, so I have a lot of catching up to do because obviously I only read the midnight timestamp yesterday in the 24-Hour Cafe before falling asleep, and if I want to get back on track with my goal, which is to read each chapter per timestamp of when the time is in real life, if that makes sense, so like read 7 AM at 7 AM, I have a lot of reading to do in the next 40 minutes because timestamps of 6 AM actually is at like 100 pages. So I have like 80 pages to read in like 40 minutes. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and I have a feeling that today is going to be playing a game of catch up because I don't think I'll ever get back on track. It's now 7:45, so it's almost 8 o'clock and I'm
still a couple pages away from getting to 6 a.m. in the book. So I literally feel like today is going to be a game of catch up, but I am really enjoying it. It's literally just about Hannah and Mona who work in this cafe, see loads of different walks of lives. It's currently Hannah's shift, so you're getting to know her backstory quite well, and each time like a new customer comes into the store, it kind of reignites a memory in her, and you like flash back to that memory and you get to know more about her background, and then you come back to present day, have a bit of like the cafe scenario, a new customer comes in, you learn a bit about them, it flashes back to Hannah's backstory, etc, etc. So like a pattern, but I'm really enjoying it because I love characters and backgrounds and just all that sort of stuff. I'm just stressed because obviously the more I read, the later it gets in a day, and I'm always playing this like sort of catch-up game, but I'm hoping to get to 8 a.m, the chapter 8 a.m before 8 a.m, so it's 10 to 8, that's not gonna happen. I keep thinking it's earlier than it is. Are you bored of just seeing me in bed? Yeah, because this is probably where I'm going to be for the rest of the day, but I have just finished the 8 a.m. chapter and I'm officially on the 9 a.m. chapter with, I would like you to know, 10 minutes to spare. You can't see that, but it's 8:47, so I have 10 minutes before 9 o'clock and I can start the next chapter. However, I'm going to take a bit of a break, kind of get ready for the day, and then read the 9 a.m. chapter a bit later on, just to give myself a bit of a break from reading, because I have been reading consistently now since 6 a.m. to try and catch myself up on all the hours I missed while I was asleep. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it still. We've been introduced to a new character who we're getting a new perspective from. Just lots of background stories, just lots of coming and goings. I'm really enjoying it. There's not really much to say because I don't want to spoil it, and the story is kind of similar. But yeah, enjoying it. Excited to see where it goes, and officially back on track with time. I'm so proud of myself. Yay! I'm back with an update. I have just finished the 10 a.m. section of the 24-hour cafe, obviously. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving the writing style. It's so like, it just rolls so well, like rolls off the tongue. Obviously not physically off the tongue because I'm not speaking it, I'm reading it in my head. But it's just that sort of like chilled vibe. I don't know how to describe it. It's not poetic, it's not lyrical. I don't know how to describe it. I'm just really enjoying the writing style. So many different characters in here, like literally all walks of life. Obviously it says that in the blurb, but we've just met two characters, a gay couple. One of them has been deported, so they're like sat in a cafe waiting for the bus to arrive so he can go back home, which is really sad. Like there's another, that Dan, who is at university but he can't afford any food. Like it's crazy. There's like a businessman who's crying because he's just lost his job and he can't tell his wife. Like there's so many different walks of life, and it just shows you in real life that no matter what someone looks like, you have no idea what they're going through. And I just think that's such a cool topic to like explore in this type of book. So I'm really enjoying it. So I've just read the 10 a.m. section. It's now 10 to 11, so I can technically start the 11 a.m. section very shortly, but I'm going to take a break and read that one a bit later. But yeah, so far so good. I am almost halfway, which is crazy to think. But with this book being cut down into like hourly sections, it's giving me like a really good target to keep to, and I definitely feel like I'll definitely get this book read today because of the sections and the targets that the book has given me, basically. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this little challenge I've set myself. I hope you're enjoying the vlog. I don't really know what I filmed, but hopefully it's somewhat decent for you all. And yeah, I'll update you when I have another update. I knew there would come a time where I wanted to read further than the timestamp allowed me, and I've just got to that point. I've just finished the 12 p.m, so the afternoon timestamp, and I now want to read on, but obviously it's not time yet. It's 12:30, I don't know if you can see that. So I have half an hour before I can read the next section, but the next section's rather long. It's like 30 pages, so I'm excited to get to the next section, but obviously I can't read for half an hour. The one downfall to doing this challenge is I have to stick to the book. So no reading for half an hour. So the story has been put on hold. There is a couple of things I wanted to mention. Some of the trigger warnings that are in this book. The main one that I think is of concern and should be mentioned before going into this book is eating disorders. It's not heavily centered or at all, but it is briefly mentioned, and it's never stated that that's what it is, but there's signs of it. And I think there's like 4 pages, I want to say, that kind of center around it. So obviously not massive in the scheme of the entire book, but I just wanted to put that out there for you guys, just in case that is a sensitive topic for you. So yeah, I have just passed the halfway mark, or am I just? No, I think I'm actually about halfway, which is really exciting because I don't know, I just think it's so cool that I'm going to read a book in a day. And I've read books in one day before, but it's just cool the way I'm doing this. I'm enjoying myself, even if this vlog is the most boring vlog on the entire planet. I'm enjoying it. So that's all that really matters, isn't it, at the end of the day? But yeah, halfway. We've reached... Oh yeah, no, that is actually quite cool, actually. I've just obviously started at midnight, 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. midnight. And I've just read 12 p.m. as in like midday afternoon. So yeah, I've done 12 hours of the book. I have 12 hours left to go. I did read a passage that I was like, this book could... It made me really start thinking about the quality of the book and how much I'm enjoying it. And I definitely think it's like a 4 or 5 star border book at the minute. So hopefully that continues on and we get a good read out of this reading vlog. I'm excited, guys. Yay! It's 1 p.m. I can read. I've literally, for the last half an hour, been counting down the minutes until 1 p.m. just so I can continue this book. So now I get to see what... Because basically the last chapter ended on something quite dramatic and I just wanted to know what happened, but obviously I couldn't read it, but now I can. Let's all cheer for Rachel. I'm so excited to read the next section. Here it goes. Yay! Hi guys, I look a bit of a mess. You can probably tell I've been crying. Me and my boyfriend, if you haven't been watching my recent reading vlogs, you won't know that me and my boyfriend during lockdown have been watching all the Marvel films in timeline order. So we started with Captain America, the First Avenger, and today was the day that we had to watch Endgame, and I'm not okay. However, that does put me off track for the readathon I'm doing for the 24-hour cafe. I last read like 3 p.m. Yeah, so I haven't started the chapter 4 p.m. yet, and it's 7 o'clock. So for the rest of the night, I'm going to be playing catch up, just like I did this morning, and getting back on track / finishing this book. So I will keep you posted if I don't start crying about Endgame again, because my heart is ripped into 2. Another update from my bed. What's new? But I think I'm back on track. I've just got to chapter 8, so 8 p.m, and it's 8:45, so 8:44. So technically, if I read this next chapter in like 15 minutes, I'm technically back on track. There's not much to update on. However, I'm finding the second half of the book a bit slower. I'm not enjoying Mona's point of views as much as I did Hannah's. And also there was a whole, I think it was 6 p.m, the chapter 6 p.m, this couple who came into the cafe's like backstory, and although it was interesting, I felt like it has to add something eventually, surely. I've got like 100 pages left, so maybe it comes full circle and they're mentioned again, but they've left the cafe now and that whole section just feels a bit pointless. So I didn't really enjoy that section of the book very much, and it's kind of made me feel a bit meh about the second half because I wasn't really enjoying Mona's sections anyway. But we're at 8 p.m. We're on the home stretch to midnight, guys. We've almost finished a 24-hour cafe in 24 hours. So I'm gonna get cracking and read this 8 p.m. section so I get back on track, and I will update you once I've read some more. Hi guys, I have reached the 10 p.m. section, so I'm waiting for the clock to tick down to 10 p.m. so I can read it, because the chapter starts with a character that we haven't heard about for a while, and I'm very excited to read what has happened or what's going to happen with this character. So I'm actually counting down the seconds until it turns 10 p.m. so I can read it. And then I was thinking, I've flipped forward in the book a bit. Obviously I haven't spoiled myself, but I just wanted to kind of see how the rest of the book was kind of structured. And it has a 10 p.m. section and it has an 11 p.m. section. And then after that, it's 30 pages of 12 a.m, obviously midnight, but a year later. So like an epilogue. So what I might do is read the 10 p.m. section at about 10:30. So it will take me to like 11 p.m, read the 11 p.m. section, and then just read through, just so I don't stay up really late waiting for the midnight and then like getting tired and not really appreciating the end of the book. But yeah, to say that I've read the 24-hour cafe in 24 hours is going to be pretty cool. So I'm excited to get this book finished. I am obviously really enjoying it, etc, etc. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know like my plans of how I'm going to read the rest of the book, just because it's structured ever so slightly differently. So yeah, I will probably see you once I'm finished, because I don't think I'll need to update until then. So yeah, let's get finishing this book.
Hi guys, I have to be quiet because it's late, and the reason it's late is because I finished. It's like 20 past 11, so I finished it obviously a bit early, but you can tell the bags under my eyes. I am very tired. But oh my god, this was such a fun book. It was such a cool challenge to like read alongside the timestamps of this book. Well done, Rachel, for thinking of such a brilliant idea. I really, really enjoyed this book, and I'm gonna give it a 5 stars. It was so close to being perfect. Like, there was 5 pages, that story about the old couple that I didn't really like vibe with, would have knocked it down, but to deduct it an entire star just for that tiny aspect of the story, I don't think I can do it. So I think I'm going to give it a 5 stars. How exciting! I haven't actually given a 5-star out to a contemporary book in a while. The last 2 books I've given 5 stars have been non-fiction, so it's nice to finally give another fiction book a 5 stars. I am a bit delirious because I'm really tired, and obviously you're always on a cloud 9 after absolutely adoring a book, so I'm gonna go to bed and I'll wrap up this vlog properly in the morning with my full thoughts of this book. But yeah, I'm so happy. I highly recommend you go read this book. It's really, really good.
Hi guys, I'm just coming in here to wrap up this reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I just kind of want to wrap up my thoughts quickly. My battery's flashing at me, so this is going to be very quick. Basically, I really enjoyed it. That's it. I gave it 5 stars, absolutely adored it. yeah, I quickly, just obviously to be a bit more serious, this book was really, really well written and I really enjoyed the format of it. I think the way it had the timestamps really enhanced the book, and especially because I read it alongside the timestamps, it really enhanced my reading experience because, as Libby Page mentioned, like the sun rising, my sun was rising, like it just kind of all felt so like wholesome and like all encompassing because of the time of day I was reading it was the same time of day in the book, so the descriptions were really like on point. I think that really enhanced the story. I think all the characters were really, really strong. Apart from the elderly couple, we don't talk about them. They weren't my favourite, but other than that, all the characters were incredible. Hannah and Mona had really great character development within the story, with their relationship between the two of them as well as individually. And all the other secondary characters who were customers in the cafe all had like really good stories within themselves as well. Like some of the point of views you get only lasted like a page, but they were still so well written and so well thought out that they didn't feel like rushed characters and just put in there for the sake of it. They all had really in-depth backgrounds and stuff that you got to know, which I really, really enjoyed. And overall, I just love this book. And if you're like me who loves character-driven stories, I highly, highly recommend that you pick up the 24-Hour Cafe. Let me just hold it for a sec just so you can actually see what the cover looks like because I haven't really shown it in this vlog. Yeah, I'm actually really glad I got the hardback of it because it's one of my favourite books of the year. And yeah, anyway, if you like what you saw and like what you heard, please give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.